One of the dark nights in the Central Plains, there was a tent which was a home for a family of centaurs. There was no noise that could be heard and only silence surrounded the house. The child who was once bribed by Lloyd to become an Oscar Award actor looks at his father. He looks at him like thinking his family had gone mad. His father said, "I don't think there is any other way now." His father told his wife that they needed to divorce now. The wife, who looks gloomy, replied, "Okay, I can't think of anything else." The next day, a loud noise can be heard in the arena as a new race was about to start. The announcer shouted, "Today's last race. The title of this magnificent last race is, 'My Wife, Shall We Get Back Together Again?'" What a crazy title for a race that could become a drama. A slingshot was used once again as a sign of the start of the race. Lloyd hears the announcement. He said, "What the hell is with these weird titles?" Sharonin replied, You were resting, so you probably weren't aware, huh? It has become a trend among centaurs." Sharonin added, "Everyone has gotten addicted to the speed they feel when running on the tracks. They come up with many reasons just to have a race. The most common would be to get divorced and then remarry again. There are no more accidents and everyone likes it, but what are we supposed to do with this high rate of divorce?" Lloyd was speechless after hearing how these crazy titles were made. In his mind, they are seriously one of the craziest species I have ever seen in this world. Although they are crazy, we know that centaurs are the only species that didn't discriminate Lloyd's legendary face. Sharonin give Lloyd some random paper. Lloyd asks what that paper is. Sharonin replied, "You resolved all of our speed problems. This map has the marked location of the top that we promised you." After hearing that, in a flash Lloyd suddenly snatched the paper without hesitation. Lloyd said, "Oh my, I didn't do much, but I will be shameless and take it." Sharonin looked at Lloyd's face and replied, "That is the most shameless face in the world." Sharonin smiles and said, "No, I am the one who is shameless. I have accepted too much help from you. Thanks." Lloyd bows down and said, "You're welcome. I simply did what I had to do." Then a window system pops up saying that a new race was unlocked. Lloyd have left a legendary footprint in the safety and development of the centaurs. Lloyd receives a bonus RP, and his final RP is 1755. Javier was silent and just looked at his master after they fulfilled their mission. In Javier's mind, yes, Kim Suho only moves for himself, but the results always end up helping and benefiting others. Now that they finished their mission and the reason they went to the Central Plains, Lloyd and Javier bid goodbyes to the main character in this arc about the rampant tribe of the Central Plains, which is the Centaurs. Javier just follows the footstep of his master. In his mind, Kim Suho is kind of different from the noble heroes of the past that I heard about when I was young, but to me, you are the protagonist of this world. Actually, Javier was the protagonist of this novel. It was only changed since the transfer of Kim Suho's soul in the body of Lloyd. But while they were walking, something strange happened. Javier suddenly blurs down and turns into something like mosaic. Lloyd felt this strange phenomenon and looks back, and Javier suddenly went missing. Lloyd's eyes widened from shock after what happened. Javier called his master. He was confused, looking at Lloyd and wondering why he was making that strange expression. He asked, "Master Lloyd, what is the matter?" Lloyd looks at Javier just to be sure. He replied, "It's nothing. I thought for a moment there was something that happened there." Javier was still confused what he is saying. Lloyd told Javier to not worry about it. Lloyd starts massaging his head. In his mind, maybe I was seeing things because I am tired. Maybe neurosis? But Lloyd looks up and stopped from walking, as they had already reached their destination. Lloyd just stands and said, "Oh, we have arrived at the border. I guess it is time to release the time freeze." The whole Central Plains were still engulfed by the time freeze, but a system window pops up saying that the time freeze has ended. And with just one pop, the whole time freeze disappeared. Lloyd was so angry out of disappointment. He said, "What is that pop? Just pop? What the hell?" Javier replied, "I think you should just get used to it." But Lloyd felt an intense cold. It felt like his heart had gone frozen instantly. Lloyd falls on his knees because of the sudden excruciating pain he felt in his heart. Javier called his master and was worried because of the sudden reaction of Lloyd. Lloyd was breathing so heavily, and the air he exhales was cold air from his heart. Lloyd talks to the winter heart in his mind. he said. That surprised me. My heart froze in an instant. Winter butt. What is this? The Winter Heart said, it is the movement of the powerful cold energy that freezes space and time. When the energy is sent out of you, you don't feel it when the energy is absorbed again, however, you feel it. Lloyd replied, what the hell, Winter butt? Am I going to be okay? The Winter Heart replied, no idea. It might be a problem right now. Lloyd said, Winter butt, give me a proper answer. What if I use time freeze again? The Winter Heart replied, to be honest, I really don't know. I am not the person who created me. Lloyd angrily said, Winter butthole, what do you even know? The Winter Heart said, well, I will tell you this. Let's settle with Winter butt. Winter butthole really gets on my nerves. Lloyd said, that is not what is important right now. Winter hemorrhoids. Get out now. The Winter Heart replied, I can leave anytime, but you know your heart will be torn out and you will die if I do, right? Hearing that quite alarmed Lloyd. Lloyd was annoyed. He said, damn it. I don't have a choice but to keep you because of the time freeze, but I can't take you out if I think you will put me in danger. The Winter Heart replied, well, you can ask the person who is approaching for details. After that, Javier grabs Lloyd and told him that something is approaching. Lloyd asks him, what is it? Javier's eyes widen because he was quite alarmed on the thing that is approaching. He said, I am not sure who is approaching, but I don't think I will be able to stop it. Lloyd and Javier look up in the sky where they felt that something is approaching. Then suddenly, the cloud was cleared as someone large thing that is flying are on his way towards them. Javier covers Lloyd to protect him. But the one that actually arrives and in front of them was not a mere person or a bird but a freaking dragon. Lloyd starts sweating and his eyes widen. In his mind, a dragon covered in ice. Tyrannus, that is the one who made the winter hemorrhoids. Even in this crazy situation, the Winter Heart still complained about asking Lloyd to just call him Winter Butt instead. Tyrannus looks at Lloyd. He said, are you the one who ate the Winter Heart? The person who abused the power and froze the time of this world? I need it back. Lloyd this time looks like an innocent baby looking at the great elder dragon Tyrannus. He said, huh? That wasn't me. Javier was shocked to see the impromptu acting of Lloyd. This guy acted like he didn't know anything in just a split second. Tyrannus was silent looking at Lloyd. Even the Winter Heart was shocked to see that Lloyd acting like nothing in just a split second. How the hell could he act innocently in this crazy freaking situation? Tyrannus asks, you are not the one that uses that? Really? Lloyd replied, yes, you've got the wrong person. Lloyd starts to walk and wave his hand. He said, I hope you find the right person, goodbye. Tyrannus replied, oh, okay, I guess I got the wrong person. Lloyd walked straight without even looking back. He was sweating while walking away slowly from the dragon. Javier just follows what his master is doing, but we know that even he was in fear right now. But Tyrannus suddenly looks back and glares at them. He said, is that what you thought I would say? After hearing that, both of them, especially Lloyd, was sweating too much. Lloyd and Javier bows down in front of the elder dragon Tyrannus. Lloyd said, oh my, please wait a second. What did you just say you were looking for? Tyrannus told Lloyd that it was the Winter Heart. Lloyd replied, I thought you were trying to find the Mirror Heart. Yes, I have the Winter Heart. Lloyd was quite annoyed and murmured that his plan didn't work. Javier was shocked to hear that. He looks at Lloyd in his mind. What? He really thought that would get him out of this? Tyrannus said, the Winter Heart was a present from me to the founder of the Magentano Kingdom, Michael. How dare you absorb it? You don't seem to be the descendant of his. The only way you could have gotten it is by stealing it, right? Lloyd replied, I am not a thief. I am not the descendant of the royal family, but I work with them. Actually, I am someone who is married in the royal family. Tyrannus asks him, who is it? Lloyd replied, it is Queen Alicia Termina Magentano. After hearing what Lloyd said, Javier starts sweating so much that he can fill a whole bucket. Bro casually mentioned the full name of the queen in front of the dragon. Tyrannus said, so I can go ask her about that right now? Lloyd replied, please do. Javier could only close his eyes because of how crazy this conversation between his crazy master and an elder dragon. After hearing the response of Lloyd, within a split second, Tyrannus fly away to go to the Magentano Kingdom. As soon as Tyrannus left, Lloyd and Javier slowly stood up. Javier looked at Lloyd and he was so pale and was sweating so much. A face of someone who was packed up. Lloyd said, "Damn it, what do I do? This is so freaking insane. What do I do?" Bro got married and have a wife before even his first confession and before he could have his first girlfriend. I think the Elder Dragon could believe if Lloyd refers to Javier as the Queen's husband, but with the legendary face of Lloyd, the Elder Dragon needs really to confirm if it is really true. As the Elder Dragon appeared in the kingdom's palace, Queen Alicia greets him. Queen Alicia said, "O great divine founding dragon, Tyrannus, what did you just say?" Tyrannus replied, "I ask you if it is true that the person who absorbed the Winter Heart is married to you." The queen, who had no idea what trouble Lloyd had caused again, could only ask the great Tyrannus, "What did he say?" Lloyd is going to be cooked right now.